Hi my darlings, I'm Sophie Darling and welcome to my first reaction to Death Note episode 12. Last episode was a wild ride. Not what I was anticipating was gonna happen, but it just makes it all the more interesting to see how this dynamic is going to play out with Light and L. So we knew they were in a psychological battle of will, but now we have a second Kira. We have Misa, who not only has a Death Note, but also has the Shinigami eyes and idolizes Kira. So I'm excited to see if Light figures out who she is and how that dynamic plays out between the two of them. I said at the end of episode 11 that I think he is going to manipulate her because Light is a good-looking young man. He has manipulated girls before. He has also said he is quite popular with the ladies. I have a feeling Misa is not going to be immune to his charm. It would be funny if she was. It would be funny if she met Light and was like, I'm actually disappointed. It would be quite funny if Light doesn't meet her expectations of what Kira looks like and behaves. I would find that quite amusing. So yeah, I'm curious how this is going to play out. I'm curious as to see how this dynamic is going to go, if there's inevitably going to be a trio of Light, Misa, and L, how that all inevitably comes together. But oh my god, this is so exciting. This is intriguing. The show is getting better and better. I'm gonna stop yapping. We're gonna get into this. A huge thank you to everybody who has been liking, commenting, and subscribing to see my react content and my videos, and a huge thank you to my YouTube members and my Patreon members. It means the world. Thank you so much. And we're gonna get into this. I'm excited to see how this plays out.
Light, Ryuzaki has decided that he'd like you to help with the investigation. If you're still interested, then you need to come here right away.
Okay, Dad. All along,
It
I've been trying
begins.
to find a way to get involved in the investigation, but I never thought they would actually approach me. Now I'll have access to classified information about the case, which means I can learn more about this other Kira. I need to figure out what this imposter is all about before someone else on the task force beats me to it.
I'll have to ask that you call me Ryuzaki here.
Huh?
I'm Matsui. I'm Aihara.
And I'm Asahi.
Yes, of course. Then perhaps I should call myself Light Asahi?
Yes, please do. To keep things simple from this point on, I'll call you Light. Security reasons, you're not permitted to take notes, and all materials must remain here.
I understand.
We will begin now. His deductive reasoning is really quite incredible. He may suspect that these tapes are the work of a second Kira, an imposter, or
Oh, so
imitating the original.
he wants to see him do it, like figure it out himself.
These recent killings were minor criminals who don't fit the normal profile. Without hearing your explanation, how would Light ever know that?
Yes, but there's more to it than that. The suspect that we've been pursuing up until now has needed both a name and a face to kill his victims. But there is something different happening here. Recall that Mr. Ukita was killed the moment he arrived at the station. And this Kira demanded only that I appear on TV, but made no request for my name. This implies that the second Kira only needs to see a person's face to kill them.
Okay, but are you suggesting that if my son does not come to the same conclusion, there's an even greater chance that he is guilty?
No. In that case, there will still only be a 5% chance. We'll inform him that we are investigating the possibility of a copycat and have him cooperate with us as planned.
But I also feel like he would want the satisfaction of writing L's name himself and not somebody else doing it. I don't think that would give him the same thrill and satisfaction. So he would still probably comply with L's expectations of preventing him from going on to the TV, if only to have that satisfaction of being the one to kill him in the end.
Now that you've seen proof of my powers, you should have no trouble believing that I am Kira. On the designated...
This video is so mediocre, it's making me sick to my stomach. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm the real one, but this is a complete disgrace to everything Kira stands for. Well, in any case, I'd be stupid to comment on it. It's probably best if I say nothing. If I just leave it alone, Elle dies.
So, what do you make of this, Light? Have you come to any conclusions?
They want to know your opinion, buddy.
Damn, it's a test. It's hard to say for sure, but there might be another person out there with Kira's power.
With Kira's power? But what do you mean by that, Light?
At the very least, I'd say this tape was not created by the Kira we're familiar with. It's extremely out of character for him to use these kinds of victims for his killings. And since we've established that he needs a name and face to kill, it makes you wonder how he was able to kill that detective and those 2 officers right outside the television station like that.
I think you're exactly right about that. We also believe that this is the work of a second Kira.
I knew it. So you knew about this all along, Ryuzaki? Which means this was just another one of your tests?
It wasn't my intention to test you. The truth is, if I was the only one who thought there was a second Kira, it wouldn't be too convincing. But the fact that we both came to the same conclusion makes the theory that much more believable. As expected, you did not disappoint us. If so, we could lure him into a trap by sending our own message from the real Kira.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You literally took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, and Light, I would like you to play the part of the real Kira.
Huh? Me as Kira?
Yes, you're the only one I can think of who'd be able to pull something like this off. At any rate, we don't have time to waste. Do you think you could script a message from Kira in time for it to be aired on this evening's national news?
Oh, this is a good game.
Damn him. He must have been planning this from the beginning. It's the only reason I'm here. Ryuzaki, does this look okay? I think I managed to make it believable.
Is he gonna like go way off base and try and make it like not believable? He's just gonna be like, I'm gonna try and make this sound nothing like Kira. But then it's hard to guess if that would raise more suspicions, because then it's almost as if he's trying to hide the fact that he is Kira. So I feel like that would raise more suspicions, because Elle would be like, why? What are you trying to hide? You know? Just the little games and the little tests that he puts Light under are so funny, because it's like putting that pressure on him to the point that Light is like, oh fuck. Like this Light doesn't have a moment's peace. He really doesn't. It's very much every time he's around Elle, he's under that pressure of being on his guard. He can't slip up. He can't make a mistake around Elle, because Elle will know.
I think you've done an excellent job with this. However, if we don't omit the part that says you're free to kill Elle, then I'm gonna end up dead.
Sorry. I guess I got carried away playing the part. I figured if I was him, I'd probably demand that you be killed. I was improvising. Feel free to change it to whatever you like.
Sounds good. Okay, Aihara, the script is ready. I'll leave it to you.
Okay,
Right.
so he went with the idea
And now,
of
a shocking announcement. In response to the frightening Kira video aired
Being
on Sakura TV only a few days ago,
Kira.
an anonymous individual has contacted us claiming to be the real Kira.
I am Kira,
It worked! I knew he'd answer me.
the true Kira. The one who was broadcast on Sakura TV several days ago is a pretender, a fake. The purpose of this message is to communicate my will to this imposter. I have chosen to be lenient with him for the time being, only because I believe he wishes to cooperate with me in the creation of a new world.
Yay! Now where is that camcorder?
What are you planning to do?
Hello? Do you really need to ask? I'm going to reply to him, of course.
Ryuzaki, we have a reply from the second Kira.
that was quick.
Really?
I'll be bringing over the envelope and tape that we received, but in the meantime, I'm streaming a copy of the video so you can view it on your end.
I will do as you say, huh? This guy's gonna be no help at all. If this fake had any idea what my wishes were, he'd insist that Elle appear on TV and then kill him anyway. How could you fall for something like this? Damn it.
I don't think you have the eyes. But you don't have to worry, I would never try to kill you. That's a promise.
What the hell is he thinking? Talking about Shinigami eyes in a public message like this?
What's this having the eyes supposed to mean?
Light
Is it
also
code?
reacted in front of everyone.
Please tell me how I can meet you without the police knowing. You'll think of something, and when we meet, we can confirm our identities by showing our Shinigami to each other.
He's a liability. If I don't do something about him quickly...
Ryuzaki! You alright?
Shinigami? Am I supposed to believe that? That Shinigami
That they're real?
exist?
Okay. So he's freaking out about the potentiality of the Shinigami existing. Light also reacted to the eyes. I just don't think any of them caught on to the fact that he went, you know, which was dumb because it puts him at risk. But I guess he didn't expect this person to kind of be a liability and reveal all this information, especially to the police. But then I guess they don't necessarily, Misa doesn't necessarily know it's the police. They think they're communicating directly with Kira, so I guess it makes sense. But yeah, Misa strikes me as quite naive and almost gullible, which makes me kind of worried for her interaction with Light, because he is very manipulative and I think he is going to play her like a fiddle, especially because she has the eyes and she's told him she has the eyes, and now he knows for sure that she has Shinigami eyes. He's gonna try and find out who she is, and he's going to interact with her either because he thinks he needs to get rid of her because she's a danger to him, or to use her, and I think it's going to be the latter. He's going to use her as a way of distracting the police from him.
Shinigami?
Wait. What did that say? Sorry. You may also write the cause and/or details of death prior to filling in the name of the individual. Be sure to insert the name in front of the written cause of death. You have about 19 days, according to the human calendar, in order to fill in 2 names, right? Okay. Even if you do not actually possess the death note, the effect will be the same if you can recognize the person and his/her name to place in the blank. Wait, so you can write out the instructions, leave the blank, but still cause their death by picturing their face and name instead of the blank. So it's almost like a psychological, like it's almost like a psychic power. You don't actually need to have the death note on you in order to kill somebody, and you don't even need to have the paper on you in order to kill somebody. You just have to write in the information of how they die and when they die, and then picture their face or name. So he could theoretically plan the deaths of somebody in advance and then just picture their face and name, and then they die. This is crazy. I don't know if this has popped up before, but I don't recognize it popping up before, and that's why it kind of struck me as like, oh damn, I need to read this.
Shinigami? Am I supposed to believe that? That Shinigami actually exist?
That's impossible.
Obviously, they don't exist. Yes, that's right, Ryuzaki. Listen to yourself. Of course, Shinigami.
And then Ryuk's like, what am I? A figment of your imagination?
Right, but I remember that Kira had those prisoners write something suggesting the existence of Shinigami.
So based on that fact, perhaps we're dealing with the same person after all. That would definitely explain why we're hearing the same words.
I don't think so, because if this was the same person, it's highly unlikely he would have responded to our video in the first place. And why would he agree to let L live after going to all the trouble of getting him to appear on TV? The real Kira wants him dead, so it doesn't make sense.
And maybe there's some other connection between the real one and this new guy.
As Light says, if the 2 Kiras were connected, I don't think the imposter would be so willing to give up on his plan to kill me. All of this suggests to me that the copycat has his own agenda and is acting independently of the first. I believe his actual motivation is to meet the original.
I think you're right. He's acting out of an interest in Kira. The word Shinigami could very well be some reference to their killing power. Saying we can confirm our identities by showing our Shinigami to each other probably means that they'd confirm their identities by somehow demonstrating their ability to kill.
Now, if I were Kira himself, my priority would be to prevent this imposter from coming into contact with the police. This is good for us, because it means that the real Kira may feel pressured to respond this time. What would be more interesting is if Kira sends a message of his own to prevent this from happening.
Oh, that's good. Yes. Beautiful. Just like that. Perfect.
Oh, she's a model?
I'm telling you, these are gonna knock him dead. You look like a little angel, Misa.
I'm so tired. That shoot went on forever. Modeling takes a lot of energy. For Shinigami to give a notebook to a human, he needs to have two. Ryu could give a death note to Kira because he somehow found a way to sneak an extra one past the Shinigami King?
Right.
What about you?
The Shinigami King isn't someone who's easily fooled. It doesn't happen often.
Oh, then how did I get mine?
Let's just say it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm one of the few in the Shinigami realm who knows how to kill another of my kind. That's how I ended up with two.
Oh,
Oh,
I think I get it.
okay.
You killed a Shinigami and then you gave his notebook to me, right?
It's not like that. I wasn't the one who killed him. I just happened to be around when he died.
So, how do you kill a Shinigami? I have to know. Well?
Never repeat this to anyone. I learned the only way to kill a Shinigami is to make them fall in love with a human.
What a beautiful way to kill.
Okay.
There once was a Shinigami named Jealous who spent all of his time watching over a certain human girl. Jealous wanted nothing more than to look at her as she went about her daily life. It's today, isn't it? Her last day alive.
She looks so full of life. I wonder why today. It's just not fair.
I also wanted to find out how she was going to die, so I stayed and watched with him. A man suddenly appeared and blocked her path.
Oh,
he was clearly
God.
infatuated with the girl.
I love you more than anyone else in the world. I'm always watching you. I want to protect you forever.
She'd never seen the man before, and of course, turned him down.
Then, if I can't have you, I'll kill us both!
Wait, stop it! What are you doing? Without even thinking, Jealous did something that we Shinigami must never do.
He interfered.
It was the wrong thing to do. Shinigami exist only to shorten and take human lives. We aren't permitted to undo that which has been fated.
No. He gave his own life to protect her as well.
At that moment, Jealous became something which was neither sand nor rust and disappeared forever. He died. The only reminder of his existence was his death note, left behind. The rest of his lifespan was added to hers. So not only had he saved her life, he'd accidentally extended it well beyond its natural end.
I had no idea. All this time I thought it was luck, but it was a Shinigami who saved my life that day.
Yes. Jealous loved you enough to die for you. So that death note is now yours to keep.
For a Shinigami to die, they have to love
Oh
a
my
human
God.
enough that they'd prevent their death from happening. So what about you, Rem? You're not in love with me, are you? Be honest.
Just forget it. You really think you can kill me that easily?
I'm so glad. At least now I have something interesting to tell Kira. But I wonder, does he know how to kill a Shinigami?
Why
I
would she
asked
tell
once
him
he
that?
might find a way for us to meet each other, but he hasn't replied to me yet. What's taking him so long?
I can't allow this second kid to act on his own for much longer. He's careless, so it's only a matter of time before he slips up, and when he does, the police will be waiting.
A strawberry sundae, please.
Of course. Be right back.
They're gonna bump into each other and it's gonna be fate.
How can I contact the second kiddo without Elle noticing anything?
I can't wait to meet Kira.
I wonder, what kind of person are you, imposter?
I wonder, what kind of person are you, Kira?
You're literally in the same building! You're literally in the same building! That's crazy. So when Rem was talking about Jealous giving his life to protect a human, I didn't clock that it was Misa that he actually saved, and he has like far extended her lifespan, which probably makes sense as to why she has the Shinigami eyes, because probably even with the Shinigami eyes, her lifespan is so much longer than what it should be that it really doesn't make a dent into her existing lifespan. So she probably still will live like a long, rich life until old age, even with the Shinigami eyes. That's crazy, because she should have died. She should have been murdered by that man that was obsessed with her. And imagine the man was obsessed with her because of her modeling pictures, so she'd never met him, so it's kind of like a parasocial relationship. The implication here, based on how Rem is looking at Misa and how much she seems to care for Misa, almost feels like Misa's going to be Rem's weakness. That she may end up doing something in the future to protect Misa because she cares for her. And it's so different to Ryuk, because Ryuk's just like, like Ryuk doesn't care about Light in like an affectionate sense. He just finds him interesting and finds what he does interesting, but he doesn't care for him in the same way that Rem seems to care for Misa. So it's kind of fascinating to see the Shinigami dynamics, that like not everybody's like Ryuk. You're Jealous that was willing to sacrifice his own life to save Misa and do what should never be done, which is to extend her life. She should have died. And then you also have Rem deciding to give the Death Note to Misa, which I get because like it's the only thing left of Jealous and it's making her aware of the sacrifice that Jealous made. But I don't understand why she gave it to Misa unless there's like another reason that we're not aware of yet. Maybe Misa was in need of further protection. I'm not sure. But it does look like that Light and Misa are going to meet in a way that doesn't require Light to actually contact her as Kira, because they're in the same building. So that indicates that they are gonna like accidentally bump into each other. And it wouldn't shock me if he pretends that they're dating so that L doesn't suspect Misa as being the second Kira, and then it allows them to work together without anybody questioning why they spend so much time together, because if they're dating, no one's going to question it because it's two people in a relationship spending time together. There's actually two Kiras working together. It also seems like she really likes sweets as well, so if she ever meets L, at least they have something to bond over. This is getting more and more fascinating as it goes on, knowing more about how Shinigamis can die, knowing that there's a second Kira. I don't think Light's going to be too happy with her when he meets her. I think he's probably going to like not condemn her. I think he's probably going to scold her for being reckless with the information she's given, especially because she got that information from Rem and she's like, oh yeah, I won't tell anybody. And it's like, oh, I have something new to tell Kira. And it's like, you literally just told Rem you wouldn't tell anybody this. And now you're like, oh, I'll tell Kira. So I can understand why Rem's like, what the hell is going on? Like, girl, get it together. But I'm really excited to see more of Misa and her dynamic with Rem. I'm excited to see Ryuk's dynamic with Rem because it's two Shinigamis, so they know each other. They will know each other, I'm presuming. There's also a Shinigami king. I wonder if that's going to come into play at some point. So that was fascinating because I didn't actually know that it was ruled by somebody, so a Shinigami king. Honestly, the show from episode to episode gets better and better. I love this show so much. If you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below. And until next video, bye!